Welcome, everybody. Good evening. How is everyone? Let's see, it's 1:26 in the morning here on the eastern slope of Colorado. It's been raining late this afternoon and into the night. The temperature has been warm. It's actually, I just checked a little bit ago, it's 42 or 44 right now. It's only supposed to get down to 38 tonight, so it's a pretty comfortable evening. And we're supposed to be moving on up into the high 70s and low 80s. Looks like for the next, I think it was five or more days. Of course, there would be rain every afternoon, as there always is in Colorado. Having been here forever and ever, it rains in the afternoon. You know, it used to be that it rained like at 2 o'clock on the dot. And it came down real heavy for like 20 minutes. And then it just quit. And it would get very humid. For years and years, that's the way it was all over Colorado. Now it's kind of a later thing. If it rains like 4, 5, 6 kind of idea. And it's a little drizzle, if any at all. And the humidity doesn't come behind it. Climate's definitely changed. Here, anyway. In Colorado, it seems to be different. Was listening to the news and weather last night, and they were saying some people, newer, were commenting on what a heavy winter we had with snow and stuff. And they went on to talk about, way back when we used to have hellacious winters. When it snowed, it didn't always snow every winter heavily, but when it did snow, I remember even Thanksgiving one year at the house we had 36 inches of snow in one snowstorm, one day. Many times it was not uncommon to have 1 foot to 2 foot of snow in the wintertime during a snowstorm. So I don't know what that means other than climate's changed a little bit here in Colorado. I don't remember a heavy winter recently, although the new people seem to be a little startled by it. Drinking myself made a pot of coffee. I have the half and half, of course. 50% caffeine, but it's good. I'm down to the bottom. I don't think I have enough for another pot in the morning when I wake up. I've already been to bed. Believe it or not, I had some stuff I needed to do last evening and got it all finished and laid down and fell asleep early. And woke up at 12:30 an hour ago. Started listening to some meditations. What's the guy's name? Jason Stevenson? I like him. He has meditations for sleeping. And since I woke up, I thought I'd see what his new stuff was and listen for a little bit. And then I got thinking, well, I could do a blog, which I did, on what we're going to be talking about during the podcast. But so I just got up, made a pot of coffee, and thought I'd visit with you guys. I don't know if anybody else is up this time of the night. I like it. I don't get up this time of the night, but occasionally I wake up and I get a download. For all of you that listen to me, you understand what that means. It's where the universe starts dumping in information into your portal and connecting the dots in your subconscious. Why you do what you do and think what you think kind of idea. And how to, wow, those are good words. How to put things together so that your life is a little better in terms of healing and wellness. So I've been reading about focus, how people, the world, uses their thoughts and how much focus is involved in that. And where does our focus go? I know that all sounds a little abstract, but you got to understand the majority of people, and by the majority I'm talking 70-80%, and that's probably low. It's probably more like 90% of people live in stress. They live in difficulty. They live in sickness. They live in ill health. They live in lack. They live in poverty. They live in thoughts that are not conducive to healing, to wellness, to the spirit, to the source. People generally, and again, just go on the internet or go walk around outside, during your daily activities and pay attention, but people are angry. People are disgruntled. People want better. They're upset that things are not better. They get upset with their kids. The kids aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're upset with finances. How come everything keeps going up? And then people blame it on somebody else, It's not your mismanagement of money, but you blame it on somebody else. Well, that's the president. He's responsible. Well, that's not true. You get an ache or a pain, right? That's kind of part of getting older. If you're 20 going on 30, 30 going on 50, whatever the case is, you're going to have some aches and pains you didn't have when you were younger. And where does your focus go about that? It goes to tragedy. It goes to worst case scenario. It goes to it's going to get worse. It goes to I better go to the doctor. It goes to, I better get on medicine. It may be long term. I may have done something severely wrong. Your focus goes to negatives. When you get an ache or a pain, or you get sick, and that's in quotes, by the way, your attention and focus and thoughts and mind go to a negative place. And here's what blows me away every time I read this stuff. And this is due to ignorance on your part. The human body, if you just leave it alone, will heal itself. Okay? I don't know why everyone on the planet doesn't know that. All you have to do is read. All you have to do is listen to people that have some knowledge about sickness and ill health, so to speak. There are people that are perfectly healthy and mentally strong that just don't go to doctors. Now, what's the percentage? It's either 79% or 89% of people that go to the doctor is due to psychosomatic reasons. That means you got goofy thinking going on. You're thinking the worst. You stub your toe and all of a sudden you broke your toe and it's going to be deformed and you need to go into see an orthopedist, blah, 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 blah. You get a cold and you have to see a doctor. You get a bug and you have to see the doctor. I just don't understand this stuff. So, an example. Well, I'll give you a personal example. I work out with heavy weights all the time, right? I'm happy. I'm proud of that. I like talking about it. Doesn't mean anything, just means I'm trying to keep myself in shape. As a result, a person at my age, the aches and pains of lifting weight produces a little longer period of time for recovery. Yesterday morning, I think it was, I got a sudden pain in my kneecap area. I don't know what that was about. It's still there, right? It came on while I was in the truck, just, I don't know, driving or doing something. And I thought the worst case scenario, right? That's my old personality, how I think, act, and feel. Remember? And, I wanted to go back into the old John and the old sickness and run to the, what do they call those things where you can go in and be seen? Urgent care? Something like that. I wanted to go run into one of those places and have x-rays, and you don't see a doctor. I think you see somebody called a DO. I don't even know what a DO is, but it's not a doctor. And they diagnose it, and then they might say, well, let's take some x-rays, or, let's send you to an orthopedist. Let's get you some physical therapy. It's psychosomatic. There's nothing wrong with my knee. It's a result of, I don't know, maybe I twisted my knee getting out of the truck. Maybe I felt the pain as a result of lifting that morning. I don't know, I think I was doing legs yesterday morning early. I have no idea. I don't keep track of that stuff, right? But there's the example for me of where do I put my focus. My focus immediately wanted to go to the negative. And it took me until yesterday late afternoon to grapple with my thoughts and my mind that, I recall having that same injury before. And I remember having gone to, I think they call it urgent care, and a DO looked at it and explained there's a tendon or a ligament in there that can get bruised, and it swells up, and it sticks around for a few weeks. Now, I don't know if mine will or not. We're only on day 2, but that's where I went. It took me 3/4 of a day, 3/4 of a day, you guys, to change my thinking and my mind around and say to myself, John, your body is going to heal itself. You're probably not dying. You're probably not in dire straits of needing physical therapy or an orthopedist or an urgent care. So, the podcast is about where do you put your focus. I can already tell you that you focus on negative stuff. So if something happens in your life, I don't know, make up your own scenario. If something happens in your life, do you start thinking off and on, periodically, or do you obsess about it, that things are going to be worse? Do you think positive thoughts about what is occurring to you? Or do you ignore it and say, my body is relatively healthy and I'm sure it'll be a very good, doctor and take care of itself. I don't need to run and do this, that, and the other thing. When you think in terms of not physical illness, but money situations, finances, you have a family, I don't know. Your car isn't working. Your kids aren't doing very well. They're struggling in school. Your relationship is hurting. It's struggling. You get the idea? Where do you go with your thoughts? Do you focus on the negative outcome that could possibly occur? Or do you focus on the positive outcome that may occur? Coffee's kind of good this time of the night. I enjoy the middle of the night. It's really quiet. Nobody around. I hope I'm not waking anybody up. When I'm finished here, I'll go back to bed, probably meditate, and wake back up several hours from now and look forward to having a really good day. But I'm glad I got up. I wanted to talk about this focus thing. And I really encourage people to block out the negative thoughts, the worst case scenarios, and again, that's pruning the neuron connections. I hope we don't have to go through all that again, but you're just pruning the negative neuron connections, disconnecting where it's hardwired, the old personality and belief system, and you're putting in more positive things and new neuron connections with a better belief system. Very, very simple, you guys. Very, very simple. You will not feel the struggle. You will not feel the discomfort. You're eliminating all of that. And you're trying to get to a place of joy and happiness. Finances are going to work themselves out. Kids do what they do. You can be the best parent in the world. They're still going to do dumb things. Relationships are always something you have to continue to work at. Because you have a fight with somebody, an argument, a disagreement, a difference of opinion, doesn't mean the relationship's over. We focus on the negative. Stop it, stop it, stop it. If you're awake tonight and you're listening to this, or you listen to this tomorrow or next week or next month or whenever, work on changing your focus. Work on changing your focus, you guys. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to you all again real soon. We'll see you. Bye.